All right. Do we have everyone?
Hello. You have me at least.
A Fadrin? That's a Fadrin.
Greetings.
Greetings,
Yeah, I think
Hadron.
that accounts for the party.
Okay. Well,
Sam, do we have all of the NPCs?
Yes, sort of. Yeah, I've been like doing a ton of work to get this big scene, which is
yeah, I'm ready. Let's go.
But
But first, could
Probably
you start us off with recapping the song that you just sang for us?
it went over so well the first time. It was more of a limerick or a
Right.
poem, not
Right.
limerick.
Oh, yeah, you printed it.
Yeah,
Three mad
it's
gophers
there if you-
digging in the ground. One pops up, the others pop down. Each one digs, so 'tis lost may be found. Dig, ye gophers, dig, but don't a mistake ye make. For is the treasure is stop. You all can read.
And I start digging.
Oh, okay.
General sense I get from it is be wary about stuff. It's either like the thing you're looking for or you're getting set up. So like maybe this whole like we're in line for the throne thing is actually just an elaborate trap to kill off our family. Is kind of the gist I'm getting from what's happened so far.
Mm-hmm. The amount of gophers
Or there's treasure nearby and we should start digging.
decreasing is certainly on.
What
there.
is a gopher?
I think it's a gopher.
It's a misspelling of gopher. I was writing that like while we were in the session, so
I honestly, if you asked me how to spell gopher, I couldn't tell you. I think maybe Goupher. Is that right?
I think
I
it's
have
just
like
geo-
20% confidence in that.
Gopher.
Okay,
It's-
no
it's
you.
Geo.
Okay, yeah, all right. The PH
The
instead
Brits
of
probably
F.
spell it with a U.
Yeah.
after being shamed last time, I definitely Googled it.
Okay. Go for it.
It's one of those times.
You're the DM. You can just say
only-
that's canon. That's how they spell it here.
Yes, seriously, like that's my ability to do that. I should definitely.
Yeah, no, I liked it.
advantage.
It definitely gave the world a little more character.
Yeah.
Okay,
Um,
so what do we do? Is there anything that you want to remind us of?
Well,
Yeah.
you
I think
are
we're
on the
supposed to
way.
Who
talk to
am
this
I?
guy,
and
right?
What am I doing?
Well, this guy is walking down the path. He's in the middle of the road. He seems to be sort of a mad, rambling hobo sort of type. It wouldn't be the first hedge wizard you ran into, perhaps, but you are on your way to Castle Galway, and you're cresting the mountain. And should be there by evening fall.
Okay.
What do you
I'd
want about
recommend
then? Where's this treasure? We've got a shovel in the court.
Daniel, you've got a little bit of interference coming from your
Yeah, it
mic.
sounds like you got some line noise or something.
Oh, I'm sorry.
or a vacuum in the background, perhaps.
Yeah, let me see if I can find this window.
It's not a big issue. Just thought I'd let you know.
A huge issue. Tell me, it's fine.
Listen to not line noise to concentrate at work.
If you would prefer windy background noise, I think I can supply that.
How do I spin my character again? I saw someone doing it earlier.
Control mouse wheel.
Yeah,
hovering over them?
if you click on them,
Oh, there we
and
go.
then
I have to have it
wheel.
selected. Yeah.
As soon as it said, just all the characters start rotating.
Everyone dance. I'd suggest we not pay too much attention to the ramblings of a madman if we want to make the castle by nightfall.
yeah, you kind of look into his eyes that are kind of bulging out. He's got a cheek full of some kind of root. It's like a stimulant of sort. Black liquid leaks from both sides of his mouth, and he kind of crones his head at you when you sort of ask him a question. It's like, "Do you not hear the song of on the wind?"
This
Yeah, I
man
think I've
seems
heard that one before.
this man seems to be leaking engine lubricant, and it is causing cognitive deficits, it seems.
Cognitive.
Because he's a robot.
Badrin, have you heard this song before?
Well, I've not heard this particular one, but it comes from a rich tradition of Gopher as the trickster character, sort of mythological background, I believe. Yeah, I can place it almost exactly anthropologically, but yes, as to the specifics, I am less clear.
Tricky Gopher, or is it the Gopher who is being tricked? Ha!
Where are you going? Why are you inching along? Why don't you stay still while you talk to us?
I leave the forest behind me. It's time I come into town. It's been too long eating grubs and nubs and little mushroom things.
Isn't the town the other
Proper
way?
meal.
Aren't we headed into town? Aren't you leaving town?
Well, there's a town in that direction.
Wouldn't it be easier to get whatever you're looking for in the big town that we're headed towards? The seat of this kingdom?
Oh, he puts up his thumb. He's got a tattooed V on his on the nub of his thumb, which is a marking given to vagabonds who are deemed as such. They're kind of like, it's sort of almost illegal in some of the major towns to be a vagrant, and it is, if you're deemed a sufficient nuisance, you can get tattooed as such, and it shows that you are not a serf on some lord's land, that you're probably there to steal apples instead of plant them. So you sort of, he's, gesturing with his thumb is sort of enough of a, probably, you will understand that he's in search of smaller towns that might be a little bit less hostile to him.
How aged does the tattoo look?
It's pretty worn, and on the thumb it definitely flakes, so it's hard to tell, but definitely been on there for a couple of years.
Okay. Not fresh. He's not being cast out right now.
No.
All right, well,
my good man, I hope you're able to find whatever treasure it is you and the Gophers are looking for, and I'll reach into my pocket and hand him a gold piece.
A gold piece. A doubloon, a gold piece for me.
doubloon.
Good fortune to you, my friends. Good fortune.
As I hand it to him, when I touch his hand, I'd like to hit him with a hand of healing and try to use my Healy powers to maybe this guy, if I print, heals one blinded, deafened, paralyzed, poisoned, or stunned. I don't know if it'll help, but just try to help him be a little less crazy with a little Good Samaritan healing.
Yeah, you see the cataracts in one of his eyes kind of dim as you press your palm to his arm, and he's just sort of taken aback at first. It's if you ever seen those videos of people seeing color for the first time, he's just kind of taken back and just checking everything out, sort of slowly overwhelmed by what he's seeing. I wish I had a token to repay your kindness, good sir. I shall sing of your praises, a monk who does not forget his humble beginnings. You are a kind man, and if it were in my power, I will beseech the spirits to watch over you.
I appreciate that, my good man. It's the Barrows family here who have taught me generosity. So perhaps sing their praises instead.
And while he's doing while you're saying this, he's kind of etching a little rune into the ground and throwing some sticks and pebbles around. This is kind of a common augury that you might see somebody perform. It's just like if enough rocks are upwards or downwards, some vision might be gained from that. And he looks to you and looks to the cart that you're carrying and is like, there's a spirit inside your cart, inside the wagon which you travel with. Yeah, it's a spirit that wishes to be free.
When he says that,
do we still have a dude in there? Is there still
I
a
was
dude
gonna ask
in there?
that.
I point to my echo and say, "Oh, you mean this fucker?"
Perhaps, but darker still.
I hold out
It's
the
pretty fucking dark.
I hold out the glowing necklace. I say, is it in here?
The spirit wants this thing.
Oh,
It has already tried to take it from you.
say more.
At this talk of a spirit, I'm going to use Eyes of the Grave to detect any sort of like undead presences around me.
Let's see.
If it's not undead, that's cool too. I'm just wigged out by spirits in the cart.
It's not you don't see any undead spirits other than the ones that you keep as company. Callan's sort of like halfway between, realms here. And so he's got a little bit of a ghostly thing going on with him. But there's no undead.
Cool, thanks.
Anything magical seeming?
With
can
your
check-
with
I can
your
check for that.
strings? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. Wait, shit. What do the strings do?
Yeah, the strings vibrate when people are concentrating on magical spells and or casting ritually a spell. So, or if there's like a magical item that's like giving off maybe a magical trap. If you like took your guitar out and were like fiddling with it, might make some resonance, but you'd have to be rather close. Yeah, that's your general vibe from the strings.
So I guess I can stop preparing to detect magic. Though, yeah, maybe I'll. I'm intrigued. Tell me more, Noble Vibo. What sort of spirit is this? Is it of the Fae, of the realms above, the realms below? Is it a magical summoning and elemental?
He's tapping with his stick, poking around, and as he like taps the side of your wagon, the covered wagon, you hear a little coming back from it. There's a chest back there that seems to be kind of bouncing around.
You guys bring your ghost catching equipment?
Yeah, I got my ghost catching equipment.
I've got a
I-
stick.
Wait, yeah, we
Can
trapped.
bust
Oh,
them.
yeah. No, we trapped one of those little fuckers in there, right? It's all coming
Oh,
back
yeah.
to me now.
That did happen. Why did we do
Yeah.
that?
I was pretty. I remember being pretty insistent upon it, but I do not remember my exact reasoning.
Really thought it would be funny in the future.
Mhm. Yeah, what was it?
Well, I asked the hobo. Well, what the fuck is
Oh,
it?
it's a boggle.
I opened the chest a little bit for him, and I'm like, what the fuck is this thing?
You see like a little like slimy paw kind of flipping out, like just kind of splurting, like leaving goo and stuff around the outside of the box. And another soul on a mission, driven by a deeper spirit, fey thing, dark thing.
Yeah,
Um,
confirmed.
Yeah, we kind of surmised that when it teleported in and tried to rob us.
Teleported?
Yeah, those are the dudes that could like teleport through small little spaces,
Mhm.
like any 5 foot space, like or between your legs or shit like that.
Yeah. Any opening, any closed circle sort of opening, they can turn into little portals that they can jump through.
So maybe don't open the chest too wide, Cal.
Yeah.
Yeah, did we ever figure out why it was interested in the amulet?
No.
Hugo, any thoughts?
It didn't speak common. I knew that because I tried to command it in common and it like didn't recognize my language. So
Mm.
I don't know if we tried talking to it after that. Really,
Yeah, you didn't really pursue trying to talk to it. They seemed like they seemed more like something you punched than something you talked to. But maybe it understands language, perhaps.
I'll say in Celestial and ask it, "Speak your purpose here, Boggle."
Um,
I'm just trying to use everything
So-
on my character sheet.
it,
I'm gonna
it doesn't understand Celestial, but
But-
it might understand the language.
well, it's
Hobo man speaks to this thing.
try it in Celestial again. I think it'll understand it this time.
So you touch the creature to speak to him, or do you touch
No.
Callan?
I'll touch Callan.
Okay.
I'm so glad you picked Callan as our liaison to this spirit.
Yeah,
Well, you
maybe
seem
should have touched
interested.
herself.
Extremely
touch myself.
diplomatic.
If you'd prefer, yeah.
Yeah, why don't you
Okay.
I feel like Phaedron has the best communication skills here.
Okay.
We'll see. The character does at least. Brother Bogart, why seek you this? I'm speaking Bogart language, so I have to move some of the verbs around. Why seek you this? Why seek you this amulet?
It is a it it is a key that reveals hidden things.
I'm gonna need you to be a little
The
more.
master wants
specific.
it. The master wants it. He needs to get out. He needs to get out. It's time. It's time. It's gonna be time.
Oh, your master, huh? Sounds like an impressive fellow. I'd like to meet him. How might I meet and serve your master, Brother Bogart?
Very soon. Very soon. You'll meet him very soon. We'll all meet the master in the end. Before the
Well,
cycle
yes.
begins again.
So we've got the when. How about the where?
He's trapped in a place that I cannot find him. That's why I need the thing, the amulet, the thing. It shows me the way. It shows us the way. He's told us to get it. He's told us to get it.
Take the. Who's got the amulet? Can we show this guy the amulet?
I'll keep holding on to it. Thank you, but we
Yeah.
can
You want to hold it in front of him. So which
from a
way
healthy
which
distance
way does it
away.
point? Yeah, you recognize this? Yeah, yeah. Oh, you want this? Huh?
Yeah, you see the Boggle's like body is sort of made out of a substance which is like sort of non-Newtonian. It's he's a little gloop monster. So you see like you see him like lunging forward. The space between the top of the chest and the you like close the chest as he trying to reaches forward, and you see like even he like wants it so bad, like he's like squeezing through like the keyhole, like can't quite put his body through, but it is glurping through every like crack and seam on the box.
Read the amulet, Brother Fay. What does it say?
Is that to Bebo or is that to
No, that's to
Boggle?
that's to the Boggle. I'm trying to get him. You know.
It is like passing. It is like passing in front of a flame at night to see through the skin of a bat's wings. It shows the true thing that exists underneath.
And what thing is this? And is it in a particular direction?
We have to take it back to the deepest place of Denal, the oldest place, the first place, the place that continues after it returns, after the cycle starts, after the cycle ends. It's still there. Denal, the land of the living, Denal, the land of the dead, Denal, the land of the infinite.
So I feel like this phrasing, these references are starting to maybe become a little familiar to me from some of the reading I've done.
Yeah, I buy that. You want to do a Arcana check?
Yeah.
I will hold up. Oh, you do not
And
need
anybody
guidance.
with Elvish language, please do an Arcana check as well. Ooh, that's a pretty good Arcana check.
Yeah.
Yeah. So both of you have sort of a vague understanding of these words. Denal is actually sort of an ancient Elvish dialect that does mean eternal. It sort of means both eternal in the sense of it's sort of a complex compound word where the eternal sort of is the same thing as a void or a nothing. So Denal kind of commonly could be heard as the place of nothing or the place of infinity or the place. It's kind of this idea of, primordial understanding of what could be in space and the void. And so it's kind of this complex word in Elvish, in ancient Elvish. You have heard of the elves were the first ones here. You're not entirely sure when they came here, but there is something about Denal which the elves sort of maintain that it was made for them, that it is part of what conceals it is elven magic, or at least created for elves.
And yeah.
But the elves are kind of stereotypically close to the chest, and you're not even sure from what you've found out from your studies. This would be tall. What you're not even really sure that the elves really know. There are cabals amongst the elves, and sort of seniority creates these tight-knit networks. So perhaps some of the elders might have some idea of what they were talking about, but the younger elves, still very, very old, probably wouldn't. The younger elves are the ones that have some kind of commerce with the rest of the human people, and they don't seem to really know much about the deeper magics, or at least that's what they're presenting.
Typical of the elves to just assume that everything was made for them.
Yeah, I wonder if there's anywhere, as the elves have pushed back, is there anywhere where, that they've sort of made sure they've held on to that has never, that's remained sacred?
Yeah, if you open up the map of Denal, there is the Tijia, the arboreal forest.
Mhm.
There's this peninsula that goes deep into the ocean, and basically there is a forest there of petrified trees, or so it's believed. Some of the pieces of these petrified trees get turned into jewelry and are traded amongst the elves, and even occasionally those jewelry ends up into common circulation and are very rare indeed. But there seems to be a deep forest there that is a petrified forest that even amongst the elves is sort of a forbidden place to go.
Does the amulet seem made of this material or any parts of it?
It could be. It does have a kind of bluish glow to it, but if you were to kind of see through the magical haze that is emitted from it, it has concentric circles of a piece of wood, and it has a little bit of a token look. It definitely looks like it was a naturally formed piece of jewelry, the kind of magic that the elves often implore to shape trees and branches into useful items or walls or jewelry or whatever it is. So it has this kind of grown shaped aspect to it. The little cage that's in is kind of like this spindly, twisted little wiry tree branches or tendrils.
Well, I guess we have some sense of where we might want to go if we want to awaken a sleeping demon or something at some point.
It
Yeah.
sounds like a great idea. Let's do it.
Yeah, let's do it.
Sounds
Focus, king stuff.
interesting.
Why don't you communicate to this thing that we're totally down to bring upon the end times or whatever it's into, and we just would like some hot tips as to how to accomplish that goal.
Yeah. So, what he said. We wish to aid you. We too, pay heed to the call of the amulet and wish to bring the old master forth into the world. Let us know how we should proceed.
He's in many places and none, not on the island, and in a shadow version. A realm mirrored to our own. But when the eclipse is upon us, his powers will be greatest. As it has been before in the previous cycles.
Is the eclipse that is he referencing that event that brings people to the island? Is that the thing?
Yeah.
lifting of the shroud.
Yeah, and if you remember, although you might not know this, Eliza has seen the dancing lights of the solar borealis that happens during this event. So Eliza was sort of contacted first by this amulet and has had some kind of past experiences with Fey remembrances and just kind of the whispering magic of the island, and has on 2 separate occasions seen a green flash which portails like kind of one of these solar eclipse events. And one of the dwarves, when you guys were encountering the Boggles for the first time, thought that it was basically asked if Fenric, the head of the dwarves, could figure out when the next eclipse was, and he did some math, and he thought that it was there's like a common cycle that we're out of sync with, but that there might be an eclipse coming that's a solar eclipse instead of a lunar eclipse, and is sort of on a more unpredictable cycle. So he wasn't sure though when it would happen, but it could be coming around the corner.
Hey, Boggle and/or homeless guy that we're randomly hanging out with. Y'all ever heard of a pen that doesn't write before?
Pen that doesn't write.
Or perhaps a book that no one reads?
The Boggle's eyes kind of get glowing and big, and then turn tight and dark like stones, beady like a rat's eyes, and it kind of shrinks away from you when you say these things.
Yeah, me neither.
Are you sensitive about this because you are a failed author? Did nobody read your book, Mr. Bibo?
This was the Boggle. Bibo is the Boggle squirts a stream of ink-like substance towards you in protest. It's sticky. You have to take a
I try to dodge it.
Constitution save to move unencumbered.
Oh, oops, sorry, that was for servo. Let's see. Oh, critical fail.
Okay, well, for the next movement, next movement phase, you are actually on encumbered ground. What's the actual term? Difficult terrain. Yeah.
The Boogle, he has gooed me. At least we know that his pen can write.
Can we tell if he was responding to the book or the pen or both?
You could see I suppose we're gonna retcon just for the Boggle understood you, so maybe the Boggle has been touched with this magic as well. Whatever, it doesn't really matter. In this occasion, the Boggle understood you, and it wasn't immediately when you said it realized that you were saying something that maybe it had heard before.
Okay.
Oh, my bad. I cast tongues on the Boggle. You're correct.
Yeah. And
did the Boggle look like scared, or like what? Do I have a sense of like what the sort of nature of its reaction was?
Yeah, it looked scared to you. Maybe angry, as well. But yeah, definitely a little freaked out.
guys want to roll? We good here?
Sounds good to me.
Yeah, I'm good with that.
Are you
I
gonna just
feel
keep the boggle in the box?
Yeah,
like
close the box.
He
Later,
may, perform more useful acts in the future if we can glean more gut reactions out of him.
I feel like if he gets out of the box and steals the amulet and brings upon the end times, that would be kind of a big oops on our part.
Yeah,
Well,
that would
also in
be.
trouble.
He's not found a
Yeah, let's
way
make
out
sure
of
the
the
box
chest
is
yet.
securely closed.
Perhaps we
Um,
just guard the box a little more dutifully.
It
Well, he
would
can fucking
certainly
teleport,
solve.
can he?
Also, we ritually executed that prisoner we had, right? Or do we still have him? Seem to recall Callan trying to chop his head off or something.
I also remember that, but I don't know if I succeeded.
I don't know
Yeah,
if
I
you
don't
actually
remember.
did. You were definitely talking about it.
I know
I
Tal
feel
was against it,
we
but I don't know how things
He
shook
double
up.
crossed us 3 times in a row. I mean, come on, bro.
Yeah,
Somebody we let go. I don't. We let somebody go.
we let the ambushers go, like the little wizard guy.
Oh, okay.
And he traded you for some gang signs that get you in the secret group. You remember what we called them?
Yeah.
Did you take it down? Did you put it in the notes? I forget. I'm sorry.
Banner of the Shepherd.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Is my audio still making noise? Sorry.
A little
Yeah,
louder, yeah.
unfortunately. But it's not
little bit.
terrible.
Yeah, it's not as
Yeah,
loud as it
definitely
was
worse
before.
While we're at this little RP pause, is there a way to kick me out of the game? My internet hiccuped, and now it's not letting me log back in as my character because it thinks I'm already logged in.
Give him the
Well,
boot. Give him the
we
boot.
could maybe reload the game.
Yeah, I've been trying. I'm just stuck on the join screen, and Swordcraft is grayed out, and it says there's 6 players in there.
Let me see. I don't know where
I
it
didn't know if there's a way
shows.
to boot me.
Actually, we like the boggle enough that we decided in a
It may just
private
time
chat
out
we
eventually.
have-
That's what it was doing.
Totally closed your browser.
No, because I got 19 tabs open. New Path of Exile season. I gotta have all my shit.
Can you reopen with
I'm
you can
trying.
reopen with
You might have to close the tabs.
it did show you leave. So that probably did it.
I'll give it another minute here.
Well, I'm
Oh, there
happy
we
to
go.
have, in retrospect, killed that guy. I don't know if I actually did or not. But
I mean, that
seems
seems like a,
something I would do.
that also seems like a decent way to solve that loose end, so we don't have to deal with it now.
I
Yeah.
think we killed him.
Or maybe
I
he
remember
It does kind of
discussion
ruin
about-
our whole plan of presenting him to the king, but
well, didn't we
That
dig
was
up the
Tal's
corpse?
only reservation, but he would have been very on board with whatever the Barrows said. So if I was the only holdout and everyone else wanted to kill him, he'd have gone
wait,
along
but we
with
were
it.
also were looking for evidence. Didn't we find murdered dudes, or did
Yeah,
we
we
ever actually
exhumed-
do that?
We exhumed the fat guy's corpse, I think.
You did, and you preserved it using
Yeah.
magic.
Oh God, yeah. So yeah, we're good.
Yeah. I mean, if we
Gotta
want
preserve
to,
fat guy.
I mean, we have proof that a fat guy died right now.
Way
Yeah.
better to keep around than that crappy guy.
I mean,
Who's
they're
always
just
trying
gonna
to
be
murder
like,
us.
you killed him. You're trying to frame us right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, possible. I mean, we could also say that the guy tried to run away. He was like, "Haha, my escape!" Like we were talking about killing him, and he tried to run away and tripped and bashed his head on a rock, and it solved the problem.
Wait, do I have Speak with the Dead? No. When did I get that shit?
Gentle. Oh, did you use gentle repose or something?
Mhm.
Yeah, I think Tal did.
I don't have it.
Use what?
I'm only a level 1 cleric who never changes the spells he has prepared. So
Oh, maybe it was. I feel like someone cast a spell that stops the body from decomposing.
I thought it was Jamie or Tal. I think it was.
Yeah,
Jamie.
I do have General Repose.
Oh, okay.
We
sweet.
just need to grind some rats, and then I can level up and get Speak with the Dead, and then we can use this dead fat guy.
I think
Uh,
Bebo's made out of experience, so.
Yeah.
You got a
Yeah,
boggle in
maybe
the
a little
box.
senile now, but
Yeah. I put my Echo so it's overlapping with Bebo, and then I switch places with it.
Telefrag him.
Let's see.
Well, unless anyone has
I'm gonna-
further
I'm gonna,
questions for the Hermit, perhaps we continue on the road. We do have a
or the-
limited amount of daylight.
Or the boggle. Yeah.
The Boggle we
maybe
could
we should try
talk
and get the
to
hermit to come with
in
us.
our journeys.
I'd like an entourage.
I put the Hermit in a different chest.
Wait, also, what happened to our cart? Weren't we pulling the cart?
Yeah, you are. It was annoying to bring onto the screen.
That's fine,
It's
as long as-
still behind you. Yeah.
Sweet. It's got the stuff in it. It's got
Yeah.
the corpse in it.
So are
Guess
we?
maybe it's
We're heading straight to Castle Galloway now. Are we like on our way to Wallsburg and Wayloon?
I think you were headed straight to Galloway.
All right, let's do it.
Highway 1.
Yeah.
I'm gonna play a traveling
don't-
song and.
you don't wanna
try
take 101 down the coast?
real quick.
It takes an hour longer, but it's more scenic.
No, we're taking the 5.
Yeah.
I like
Exactly.
Mel.
dope.
Do you play any Magic, Daniel, who just left?
Don't think he's gonna
Yeah, Daniel
answer.
plays Magic.
Yeah.
Yeah, he said he was gonna play some traveling song. I wasn't know if that was just RPing or if he meant that he was about to use Magic.
I think it's RP. I mean, we all have pretty good health. So
Yeah. Okay.
On the road.
Well, you guys continue to travel unimpeded until you
Dun, dun, dun.
Unimpeded.
round a except for you, Matt. You're pretty sticky.
I cast Augury to see if we're gonna be impeded.
Do you actually cast augury?
No, I'm good.
Okay. So see where your player characters. I'm just
Next
pulling you
random
into
person we
next
meet on the
scene.
road, by the way, let's pretend to be Lionhorns and be total dicks.
Good call.
We need to win the hearts and minds, and we also need to lose their hearts and minds. I was gonna do it with the Hermit, but we became such close friends so fast that I didn't think it was possible anymore.
Do we know what any of their names are or what they look like?
It doesn't. I mean, we can just,
do they also have a robot man that travels with them that is
we'll stick
extremely
you in the cart, okay?
We just found this. I mean, picked it up on the way.
We stole this
We
robot
reprogrammed
from
him.
the Barrows because
We
we're
bought him from
evil
Steve
Lionhearters.
Yeah, we reprogrammed him to be an asshole because that's how we are.
Mm-hmm. Give me your lunch money.
Yeah.
Okay, well, unfortunately, I didn't plan out any other road scenes, so we are arriving. A castle rises up on a
Easy travel.
mountain. As you round your way through the hills down into a valley, there's another kind of forget what they're called, but they're like when there's like a plains and then there's like just like a flat piece of land there. There's a special word
Plateau?
for it.
Mesa?
Yeah, it's a mesa. It's like a little mesa in the middle of this slight valley that is all around it of mountains. And it's kind of like the perfect combination of surrounded by mountains and a mesa. But as you go towards the mesa, you see the green and verdant valley sort of recede into this dirt kind of mesa, which just is completely barren of foliage. As you rise towards the castle, the ground turns from mud and dirt to fine sand and hard packed rock, And it just seems altogether different. And as you go slightly towards the castle, the sand of the ground and the mud becomes finer and finer as it mixes, as the land that the castle is perched on mixes more and more into the land that you had been coming from. And as you get towards the castle, the ground is this strange kind of sand material, which almost even though it's dry and packed, the top layer shifts because there's no plant life in it, and it kind of sinks your feet into it, except if you stay on the road, that this isn't really an issue. We're talking about the castle in the distance and how the terrain and landscape has changed from verdant forest to dry, craggy, sandy dirt. It's
You're telling me they built LA in a desert?
all right.
Are the Goodwin? Are we shipping all of our water from Goodwin Sound down to Castle Galloway?
Yeah, I was about to make that joke.
Keep the sound blue, you guys. Wow, that's a big shadow.
Yeah, there's walls there, but that is in fact the castle over yonder.
All right.
Neat.
All right, you arrive at Castle Galway, having summited the mesa onto the top of the plateau. The only water that you see is pumped up through the well from an underground aquifer. To the left, you see a mighty sundial that shifts and moves slightly. You hear it grinding as it turns. Both the sun marking its path, but also there is some subtle movement in the actual mechanism of the sundial. And on the right, you see a mighty statue at the top of a well. Behind this, there's a guardhouse full of, it's a barracks and dormitory, you assume, for the guardsmen. There's also a place to stable animals. You see a few practice dummies arrayed, and you could see a place where people are possibly trained and armored. But yes, the mighty cannon that is both the symbol and the great weapon of the Admiralty. The last great cannon that has survived from the time of the invasion is propped up near the front of the castle. It looks like there are hay bales and mighty cannonballs set up next to it, and the cart of coal. It just seems to load it once would be a great effort. The cannon itself has a dull glow to it, as if it was hot.
Are we met by guards on the path?
Yeah.
Sorry, say that again, Andy.
Are we met by guards on the path?
You are indeed, if you press forward.
The delegation from Lord Barrows, please direct us to your quarters. Our accommodations, I should say.
Ah, you are expected.
Very well.
Welcome to Castle Galway, the height of power of the human empire of Denol.
We're here like once a year, right, to drop off taxes?
You aren't necessarily the ones who drop off the taxes.
But we've probably been here before, right? Or have we not?
I suppose it's really up to you, as if you feel like your character had been here. But it's been a while since the Barrows family was welcomed commonly in court. Like, you don't have a representative of your family in the court at all times, which is sort of unusual. You're out of favor with the court. So it's possible in your young life that you haven't really been there.
All right. Yeah.
But yeah,
I was
it's
here
been a
once as a
while.
kid, and I barely remember it. That's what
Yeah.
I'm going with. Okay.
Yeah.
Wow, it's just how I remember it. That's what I say out loud.
It is very dry. I hope you all have sufficient water. I do not need it. My understanding is you do not do well with the dryness.
Yeah, just one more pro in your robot column, huh?
Yes.
Yeah.
Good one. And I like make a rib jabbing gesture, but you're like so plated that it like kind of feels stupid.
Plink, 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 plink. That tickles. I have been told.
All right,
the
yeah,
guards,
and
you know-
do you have a stables we can put this hunk of junk in?
Is the corpse still in the back of the thing?
Oh, I was pointing at you, but that's a
Very
good
much
point. We
so.
have a
And
wagon
depending
too.
on whether or not you decided to kill that guy, there might be two corpses.
Do you want me to check the
No,
VOD?
we left him there.
Oh, you left him there?
No.
I guess we could bring the corpse. I don't know. You guys.
Yeah.
No, I feel like we wanted to preserve as much evidence as possible.
That was always my point, but I feel like I actually
Yeah.
might have been talked out of it.
Well, I
No,
would
I
have
feel
been,
like-
no,
I would
I
have been on the
don't-
same page. Yeah.
I don't entirely remember, but I do remember that there was like a push from some members of the party to deal with him. I don't remember what we decided on. I'm sorry to say.
My
What's
position-
the cold storage situation? And are we going to be given rooms, or do we have to secure our own lodging? And what time is it right now? And is there a schedule for the tournament? That do you have any pamphlets about that, perhaps?
Also,
Ask
I
him
am a
about,
robot.
Sleeping demons. Slumbering demons. Ask him if he knows anything about slumbering demons.
Have you perhaps found a book that can't be read? Can you tell us?
That has not been read.
Has not been read.
I drag all the items from my inventory onto him to see if they interact.
There's the great sundial. If you really must know what time it is, it seems to be about to be dusk. The sun is sort of setting in the sky, and it's
Well, I could have told you that.
yeah. But there is actually a big giant sundial over there. If you want to go and inspect it, you could have a more precise understanding. And the Castellan will have some of the answers that you seek.
Where's it?
Yeah, you guys want to go check the sundial, or go hobble the horses, or?
Sounds like for nerds. I'm gonna hang out with the horses.
I'm going to I'm going to do whatever Samuel does. But I would express to Samuel interest in examining this interesting artifact.
And I wouldn't want to deny the people of Galloway of a performance. I'm not in town that often. They'd probably be pretty excited.
You're like saying this out loud. It's like, hey, you guys, I'm not really all that. Yeah, I mean, like they probably get a kick out of it. These are guards at their sentry. It is a little bit. It's sort of surprising in some ways that this guy was really deigning to talk to you about anything at all. And he probably doesn't have a lot more to say, but I'm sure you'd enjoy a little performance if you wanted to give him one. Just strumming your guitar and music is scarce in these times, and it really has to come from individuals. There's unless you have a droid, a Yak-Bak droid, there's really no way to have music produced except by musician.
It could be beneficial to have the gods look favorably upon us, especially maybe you sing of their bravery and handsomeness, not the portliness, though. Do not say that.
All right. So sort of composing as I go a song about the guards in each of the big cities, and how like I don't know. Let me switch to the map.
Yeah, you think of give me a roll for performance.
All right.
Ooh! I'm going to
it's
use
also-
actually.
Sorry.
I'm going to use the yak back as like a backup singer. So like if there's like a chorus or a refrain or something, then like it will spit it out again. So I
Harmonize
guess
with them on the second time around, like those performers that have like the kick pedal.
Yes,
It's
that, like,
the loop pedal.
precisely. It is a loop pedal.
It was cool for the first 2 years, but really it's kind of obnoxious now.
Mm-hmm.
What, loop pedals?
No, I'm
Get the
I don't-
fuck
I don't
out of
personally-
here.
I don't personally feel that way, but a musician friend of mine once was like, "Oh, I hate that thing. It's so annoying." Like,
It's the only way that people who don't have any musician friends can make music that doesn't sound like a solo singer-songwriter bullshit.
yeah.
And the Guards of Galloway have not gotten sick of it yet. This is
No,
brand,
certainly
brand
this
new
is
to
the
them.
first time.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see at what performance and 28. Yeah, you were inspired by what you see around you. You turn a song that you know that's sort of about the Admiralty into a song comparing their genitals with the giant cannon over there.
Oh, for
and
sure.
it's like it's everything a sailor warrior sort of guy wants to hear about maidens.
I know my
and-
audience.
yeah, you're just like right on top. I mean, it's a little gruff, and why not a little sea chanty as well? But let's say there's wide berths and impregnable castles and giant cannons, all of which could only have one meaning.
Uh-huh.
And you see a few more guards kind of popping up on the balcony out here and like checking you out, and you hear and they kind of stomp into the beat to keep the pace of the song, and just people are kind of cheering. You see a few heads pop out of body little servant girls as well. Perhaps that would have been hidden the fact that they were in the barracks, except for the music. And generally, there is mirth and happiness.
Okay, Eliza would like to take this opportunity to slip somewhere undetected where she shouldn't go.
Okay.
I don't know where that is. Does anywhere look like off limits?
Like guard training zone, maybe?
There is, you could get into the barracks. There's also across. Sure.
Well, either that or I like just go into the castle.
There's also a little tent by the cannon that might be a thing. Or
I'm like checking it all out. What do I see? How long is this song? I imagine it's pretty long, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a medley. Yeah.
All right. I'm like totally scoping the scene. Like anything interesting in the stables? Probably not.
So it's not exactly. I mean, it does function as well as the stables, but it's sort of a guardhouse.
Oh, right.
You can see that, like, with the level of guard that's posted out here, they're sort of sleeping right above the horses. There's like
Sure.
a little layer on top that has cots and beds and stuff.
Are there any like
And then
keys lying around?
Funny you should say. It does look like there is a rack of keys. One large rack of which is kind of hanging from the post at one of the windows of the guard tower, of the guards barracks rather.
Yeah, I want it.
Okay, roll stealth. Pretty good. So as the song
I see
I see her
Tal.
snooping about, but don't see her pocket these keys because Tal's keeping a watchful eye on Eliza a lot of the time.
Yeah,
I thought you rolled high enough that you were like giving me a disapproving shake of the head. You're like, oh, that girl, I saw that.
Well, I was waiting to see you like wander off somewhere where you shouldn't go, which is what I expected you to do. But he does not see you purloin some of their stuff.
Yeah.
Good.
So what you take a pose next to there's like a little trellis right next to, you're kind of leaning up against it. You do like a yawn, put your arms behind the head, grab the trellis quickly, and like somersault, pull yourself up by your arms, like put your feet on the bottom of the balcony and just like flip back and grab onto there. There's you see the keys through the window, and give me a sleight of hand. Yeah. Your hand darts out from underneath your coat. You kind of do one of these, and grab the key. Without making a rattling noise, you're able to slip it into your pocket. It is a ring of keys.
Sick.
Adding
to my
of
loot.
various sizes and shapes. Could be dressers or drawers. Could be, some way of locking up the horses, or maybe it's a prison key or something like that. Maybe it has the key to the king's chamber, for all you know.
So this is the Castle Galloway guardhouse.
Yeah.
All right, ring of keys from Castle Galloway guardhouse. Acquired.
Yeah. Perfect. Yeah, and you kind of dismount from the top there. Or do you want to go be try to sneak in with one of these guards or whatever?
Are there any loose weapons?
Nope, just loose women.
Yeah.
Sorry, loose wenches.
Yeah, I mean, it's a guardhouse. There's an armory. You have a feeling most of the nice weapons are actually kept in the castle's armory. There's this is mostly pole lances and kind of large spear-like weapons that you might have on an exterior sentry. The kind of weapons that make a spear wall. Kind of some of them pointed sticks, some of them, for training, some of them a little nicer than that, but it's nothing particularly special.
Yeah, it's kind of boring. Okay, yeah, no, I feel like I got a pretty
if you
cool
want to add
thing.
some javelins, you could add a javelin or two.
And nah, I'm good. I feel like I shouldn't push my luck. I got some cool keys. Might come in handy later. I'll just kind of, exit stage left.
Okay, sweet. Do you guys check out either this fountain or the cannon or the sundial? Or do you want to just continue on?
I am definitely going to check out all of the things because
why not?
I am a curious robot man, especially
Eliza,
curious
don't
about
give
mechanical things.
any fucks about your sundial. The sun ain't out. Who cares?
Okay, so let me see. How do I?
Before we do too much sightseeing, it might behoove us to drop off the sums of money that we are currently carrying throughout this town in the open before they go missing.
And also maybe plead our case to the king. What with the prisoner and corpse we have in the wagon? Probably don't just want to leave those around, huh?
If we do that, then we're kind of opening that can of worms right now. I think maybe we want to do that at a more strategic time.
We could drop off the money with
the tax
collector's office here and perhaps seek an audience with the king at a future date. I don't think he's going to be available to see us on such short notice anyway.
Hey, why don't you?
Yeah, that's true.
Why don't you pop that chest open and I'll just count the money really quick.
All right.
We don't have a key to that chest, Eliza, so I cannot pop it open.
If you look in your journal entries, you should be the owner of a new journal entry, Matt.
Ooh.
I don't know what a journal entry
is. It?
I see combatants
Under
and
dwarves?
dwarves.
Do you see sundial runes?
No.
I do not. I just have dwarves and
I
combat.
do actually.
Oh,
Though I am
whoops!
busy.
I gave it. Oh, I gave it to Daniel. Whoops.
Well, a
The
couple
lore
of the guards
master.
have hoisted me up on their shoulders, and I'm playing some sort of flute thing, and we're sort of.
You're crowd
so
surfing on the
maybe I'll
guards
pass
right
that.
now. I love it. They're like, yeah,
Yes,
let's
I-
take him to the sundial. And you're like, doodly doodly doo.
Sorry, I meant to send it to Matt, but it's fine for both Levitts.
Oh,
There are
okay.
runes on the
Also
sundial.
shooting some little fireworks and scarves and stuff out, little birds.
Wow, you're your own light show too? Dang. You really are a one-stop shop.
You have a prestidigitation thing going on?
Yeah, I'm doing some. I like to work some of that in when I can.
Nice.
Yeah, I see some runes around this sundial.
Yep.
Are these like dwarvish? Would I recognize them? Do they look like, are they Elder Futhark? What's the deal?
So you're not entirely sure. You kind of recognize them as this weird language that you've been seeing pop up occasionally. It's not quite dwarvish, it's not quite elvish, it's not quite common. It's this weird bastardization that you've seen a couple of times in the more ancient places of Danal. This language, I think one of the dwarves said, of the coalition. So there is they seem to be numerals though, and you haven't seen them before, so you're not sure if it's part of this language or not, but it seems to be a rather safe guess.
Is it similar to the inscriptions that were on like the tablet we found?
Yes, I mean, it's the kind of the weird cuneiform sort of looking inscriptions that kind of have some resemblance to these ancient elder languages, but the combination of which is sort of what yields these. And you've been kind of mulling over the tablet in your head, Tal, and you have some understanding of both languages. In fact, you're fluent, if I believe that's the case.
Yep.
So you've sort of been thinking about it in your meditations. You think maybe if you took another look at it, you'd be able to understand a little bit more.
Might take a glance at it later.
But you don't have it anymore. You gave it to the
the tablet.
dwarves. Yeah.
There aren't like inscriptions or anything like on me that look like these, are there?
No, your body doesn't have any inscriptions on it.
Except one that says "kick me" on your. On your
God damn it, Eliza! Yeah. Yeah. Well, certainly looks like it tells time. Or it tells time.
Astute observation, Arthur. You're beginning to learn more about our culture every day.
Yeah, so the one aspect of it's like Data trying to learn humor. The one aspect of the sundial that seems unusual, at least separate from another sundial, is oftentimes sundials will have all the 12 numbers or like twice all around the sides, because the sundial is kind of going throughout the day. So but this sundial slowly shifts. There's like some weird mechanical or magical mechanism that causes the sundial to stay in the path of the sun no matter whether it is a winter or summer month. You've heard of this sundial before because the clock, the chimes in all the churches and town halls, all the bells are synchronized by this sundial, which slowly shifts over the year. It's either done by some mechanization. There is a way you can change the width of things and stuff like that, or it's done through some magical means where it will always be in the rotation of the sun. Anyways, you're fairly certain that those runes you're looking at are the numbers of the hours in the day. So perhaps that's...
Would I be able to tell with my mechanical skills whether there is a mechanical component to the synchronization?
You hear the sort of grinding of some massive mechanism underground.
Would I maybe have any intuition as to whether or how this sundial would interact in, say, the event of an eclipse?
That's a good question. You know that it is somehow keeping track of the season, and perhaps it just is something that expands when it's warm and contracts when it's cold, but it probably could have some kind of more magical or more intentional or more mechanized thing going on as well. It's not entirely sure.
Okay, well, maybe in my downtime I'll do some trigonometry and try and figure out what sort of patterns the shadows would make. If the sun were being blocked out from different angles, maybe go numerology on it, see if it comes up with any codes or numbers like 69 or 420 or 42069. Just
Nice.
throwing it out there. But
Yeah.
no,
Or,
anyway.
Run it forward a couple weeks and see if the eclipse mode kicks in.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. Okay. Well, that is very interesting. Is Eliza playing inside of the cannon?
No, I'm on top of it.
Eliza, that seems dangerous.
It's hot to the touch, by the way.
Oh.
I'm
not touching with any bare
Well,
skin.
it is now, yeah.
Yeah.
Eliza, you should get down from there. It looks dangerous.
Fine. Can we go inside and have a drink yet?
While you were up there, you noticed that there are fissures on the outside of the cannon. It seems, fissures.
So it's
There's
like
fissures.
antiquated and like couldn't be used.
You
those
don't
kind
know
of
much
fissures.
about cannons.
It was just
but-
used.
What'd you say?
It was just used, right? They were like showing off.
That seems likely because it's hot. Either that or it's magical and it's hot for other reasons. But
Wait, why?
There's also
Someone
dirt
detect
and
magic
smoke.
on this thing because it doesn't look like it's in any condition.
Hey guards, were you guys shooting that cannon?
Okay? Or detect guards. That works too.
So there are two guards over here. You see a little old man popping his head out of the door. And he's, yes, it's King Ethelbrand was firing it for our guests earlier. Yes, he does he finds it so impressive. It impresses all the people, and
Does it
instills.
use magic?
There are runes on it, and we do not know how to cast a metal vessel so large anymore, so perhaps. But it is a great cannon. First
Oh.
and
Fire it
foremost.
tomorrow. Let's see.
Are there are there a lot of cannons on this island? Or is this the only one?
No, in fact, especially this cannon was the great weapon of the Admiralty. It was the thing which cracked the castle Goodwind and was a huge part of why they were able to conquer a much, much larger population. Of course, they were all soldiers and professionally trained, but the cannon was a big part of their offensive capabilities in breaking into these castles, which hadn't really been used too much up until that point. But in the rebellion in the Goodwind Rebellion, the castle was blown apart by this cannon. It's sort of the symbol of power of the Admiralty, and maybe as a sort of a continuing that symbol, it is cracking because of misuse. As much as the king likes to fire the cannon, it is not good to fire it in quick succession because it becomes so hot upon using it, it will actually start to melt and warp if it is fired too rapidly. Especially cannons of this size are temperamental like that. The bigger the cannon, the bigger the load that it shoots, the more powder and coal is needed to discharge it. And so it is, in fact, very, very temperamental. It should not be shot more than once a day, probably, or once every 6 hours. And it seems like it might have been fired 2 or 3 times just a little bit before you came. So, yeah.
And they bring this with them on their ships, or do they find it here?
They brought it with them on their ship.
Oh, okay.
As someone with expertise in both, smithing and magic and their interaction, I would be very curious to study this cannon and figure out whether there's anything, given my expertise, if there's anything I could do to either mend it, fix it, improve it, repair it, or learn about, magical smithing from it. Because that seems, that is definitely my thing.
Yeah, I mean, there is some magic inside the cannon, in the actual rifling of the cannon, which is something you haven't really seen before. Your general mechanical understanding sort of leads you to sort of figure out what's going on. I don't know if you understand the aerodynamics of a spinning object, causing it to be more stable throughout its flight, but you can see by glancing into the interior of the cannon that there is some sort of rune writing on the interior ridge of the rifling. So the rifling has this kind of pointed aspect to it, and on the interior side of the rifling there seems to be little runes. So whoever made this was a master smith and probably employed the use of dwarves or gnomes or smaller folk who could climb in the barrel of the cannon and inscribe it with perhaps some kind of way of self-mending. You see from the amount that it's been fired that it probably could have cracked ages ago, and that there's some kind of magical aspect trying to hold the cannon together.
So say that, because I was actually going to send Servo down into the bore of the cannon all the way down to sort of inspect the interior.
Yeah, so there are these different runes in there, but they don't seem like, obviously they're not the runes of the of this ancient language. It's it's a more modern language of Dwarvish or something. You're not entirely sure.
Interesting. Well, yeah, I guess if there's downtime, I would study it some more. But for now,
I don't know if I can really. I guess I sort of can make up the rules as the way I want to, but I'm not really sure how I could reward you from learning from it. You do have like a way of sort of it is definitely something that. Do you have like a way to fire off your fist or some as a?
I might get that ability later, actually. I mean, honestly, I would also be happy just with like finding like, roll for a way to like repair the cannon a little bit. And if I do, then yay, people think yay, good props to House Barrows.
Yes, well, it depends who sees you repairing the cannon. The king is not so well liked right now, and this is a source and symbol of his power. I think there are some that are sort of holding their breath that it might explode in his face one of these days. But certainly you would be rewarded or appreciated by a member of the king's inner court, or anybody who wanted to secure the power of the centralized government. If you do become the rulers of Dunal or the rulers of Castle Galloway after King Ethelbrand passes, it would be It would be your canon in that case. So perhaps it's self-centered. It's self.
Well, in that case, I take out some sort of cloth and pipe cleaner things and like wrap them around Servo and then send him in as like a little chimney sweep to, clean out the bore of the cannon while I, get to work, I don't know, smithing away at it or something.
Yeah, you're like some weird combination of living metal and actual mechanics.
Let's say this is like the closest thing to a family member I think I've encountered thus far.
Oh, we're not your family?
Unfortunately, you have solved the problem of your microphone not being buzzy, but you've completely muted yourself. Yeah, continue.
Are the guards wholly unconcerned with some newcomer robot man just tinkering with the most grandiose display of the king's power?
Well, as you send Servo in, the Castellan comes running towards you. Oh, best not. The cannon's still hot from firing just a moment ago. Like,
that's fine. I can rebuild him stronger.
The guards are sort of looking on, amused. You can kind of see that they have like some wax earplugs sort of stuffed in their ears. They might have recently had to endure a blast of that cannon themselves.
Okay, I'm sorry, Mr. What was your name?
I am the Castellan of Castle Galway. My name...
I'm sorry, Mr. Castellan. I did not mean to overstep my bounds. I just see that this cannon is not in the best condition. And on behalf of House Barrows, I would like to lend my expertise in attempt to make repair on it for the good boom boom.
I feel like the accent shifted a little bit on that one.
Becoming more human every day.
Oh, you're back.
He's sort of like, he's nervous when you say, he's a little nervous when you say that the cannon looks a little busted. We would of course love, we would of course appreciate the mending of the cannon, but it is something which you should speak lightly about. So many of the things that are falling into disrepair in this place, it would not be wise to speak of such in front of our good king.
Well, then maybe I should phrase it like, the cannon is so beautiful and powerful, I would like to lend my expertise to making it more so.
Perhaps. If you would disguise your repairing of it as praying to it, or perhaps bowing to its beauty, then I think our king would be most pleased.
I think
can
our
do
king
that.
would be happy to know that the heir to Sir Galloway, to Castle Galloway, has the means to keep it in as the apex of power that it has been under him, Mr. Castellan.
We'll find. We shall see if it is your man who becomes the heir apparent.
Yeah, speaking of, did we ever get that pamphlet? You laugh.
No, unfortunately, surprise and games are sort of the theme of our king. He has been making us hard at work, the whole castle, in preparation for the coming games. But you should be able to sleep with a sound mind, for they are not until the morrow.
Yeah, speaking of sleep, I'd love to put my bags down, freshen up a little bit, not hang out in this hot, barren area next to some hot metal and dirt.
Yeah, as enthralled as you all are with the very obvious giant penis of Castle Galloway, perhaps we could conduct our business and be shown to our rooms, and then resume all of the phallic lovemaking you're performing.
Yes, of course. I am to show you your accommodations. And in our good Lord...
I'm just imagining
Commander.
this NPC, heard you talk about this to say exactly what you said verbatim.
I say that to all of them. This is my character voice.
Oh, okay.
Well,
Tal's a little
Very
cranky.
strong warrior. An amazing warrior. Don't pay him too much mind.
We've traveled for days on a mission, and the first thing people do is go, "Oh, look at the giant dick."
I'd like to stroke this cannon. I was just with
As
you.
you hate men, you were the first to hop on there, Eliza. You're not
I was
innocent in this situation.
I was bored and waiting for Team Sundial to stop futzing around on the ground with the runes and the shit. I would have gone inside if y'all had been willing.
Did you get a load of how the Castellan totally ignored all of the dick talks, the phallus references? This guy.
Yes, he is quite the professional,
Very
I agree.
professional.
And now if he might show us to our quarters that have been prepared in anticipation of our arrival,
Shall
that would
we?
be most swell.
Shall we?
Professional or repressional?
I have had to endure far worse from our good King Ethelbrand. He too finds it quite a fascination.
Okay. All right, take us inside. I want to see.
In fact, he's
I wanna see this shit.
fascinated here once or twice in a month, I'd say.
Oh my.
I'm going through the door.
Okay.
What's the king doing right now? Is he accepting audiences? Do we have to get on a list or?
Well, wait, open. Okay, so that's open. So you should be able to walk through. But also you can
I'm in the Great Hall.
So
This
the
is where I
king
belong.
is giving audience to some newly arrived people. The king is taking them on a tour of the grounds of the castle.
We're newly arrived people. Why don't we? Can we
Wait,
join the
when's
tour?
the next tour?
He
Perhaps
should be back shortly. He is taking them down the side of the mesa to the grounds of the jousting field.
King tours, departing every 15 minutes from the Grand Hall.
Yeah, he's sort of.
Can we check the sundial to see when the next one is?
He's being braggadocious and showing the cultivated gardens. Unfortunately, because of the state of the castle, the earth around the castle, the gardens and the jousting tournament pit is farther away.
Hmm.
So he shall be back within the half hour. most
So
likely.
what you're saying is the king walks on his own 2 legs down up.
Hardly, hardly, indeed, no.
Okay.
He does not walk. The king
I
is
would hope
afflicted by the most royal of afflictions,
not.
that of gout.
Yes, of course.
Classic.
Okay.
Perhaps while he is gone, that'll give us ample time to get settled in and conduct some of our own business
Well, my lords,
before he
I
returns.
know it is the great. There is the Lord Commander of the King's Guard would like to speak with you.
Oh,
And
well.
told me as such. Let me.
Will this be a
I
long
will-
conversation? We are very wary from our travels.
You could send him up to our quarters where we might converse.
You will be quartered here by the entrance of the castle. It is a fine estate for your group. You are
just right here
given-
in the main room on the ground.
On the ground floor, this side
Oh.
room.
Okay. Oh, all right. Oh, this is nice.
This
This
is
is lovely.
This room and the room above shall be given to your men, and
I don't
to
fit through the
quarter-
door. How'd you get
Uh,
in?
Just
Oh, there
pull
we
your
go.
character through.
Dibs on the bed.
Take the chair.
And some extra beds and cots can be brought in to service the rest of your group.
Okay.
There is another room above you as
Oh, and we
well.
even get our own chamber pot. Very nice.
Yeah, a private bath and toilet for the main room. But there is a common.
Take a wicked
There's a
dump.
room. There's a bath and latrine for the rest of the group outside.
Don't come in. It's gonna be a few
Kellen,
minutes.
who else is who's staying where? Is everyone kind of in rooms off this main hall?
The layout of the castle is as such. The servants' quarters are behind the kitchen, at the exterior side of the castle, and the rooms for lordly guests are around the perimeter of the main ballroom chamber. The castle is vast. There are domed ceilings. There are 4 domed ceilings and then a middle dome that kind of comes together. You look in the middle of the room, and there's actually a second floor where there is another set of rooms. But this is a massive chamber, easily 300 feet wide. Or let me.
So like the Black Waters, the Lionhorns, are they're staying
150.
next door, maybe?
Yes,
They arrived.
The Lionhorn contingent has already arrived, as well as the dwarves. The Lionhorn, the Blackwater and dwarves are with the Blackwater contingent, and the dwarves are taking a tour with the king as we speak.
But I think the question was, who's in the rooms next to us?
Well, directly above you is a. If you follow me, directly above you is the communal bathing area.
Oh,
I'm trying
lab?
to figure out where are the sleeping quarters of the Black Waters and Lionhorns specifically. Which, without being too nosy, of course.
The
I'm a subtle man.
Blackwaters are
all.
slated to be taking the rooms across the main chamber from yourselves. The front room, opposite to your chambers, are designated for them.
Cool.
The Lionhorn are sleeping upstairs in a corner room as well, and the contingency and then the dwarves and elves are also going to be upstairs.
all right. Okay, we'll see your head of the guard now or whatever if he's here.
Follow me. He will be in his chambers.
Oh, where's his chambers? We like to know where
In
everyone
the-
sleeps for
The
reasons.
interior of the room. Oh, our lord sleeps in the gatehouse with his men, but he conducts his business in the armory on the interior.
Is this the Oh, okay, very cool. And where does the treasure sleep? Just out of curiosity, really.
You do see some chests behind the Lord Commander.
Where do the tax coffers sleep? So we know where to bring ours to.
The Lord Lord Gallweather will take it from here. He will tend to your needs
Okay.
and introduce you to our master of coin.
Oh my god, are you guys twins? Callan and Guard Man?
Only child.
You basically have the same face. You got a slightly bigger nose, Callan.
He's in color. What are you talking about? We look totally different.
Gareth Gallweather.
Garrett, what's up, my man?
All right, let me do one thing with.
I lean on the table that has this pretty cool looking sword on it.
Hope you brought enough for everyone, Matt.
Yeah, come and get it.
On my way.
All right, I'm just gonna, because I didn't add the profile into the game yet, and I want to share the art with you all. There, I've uploaded it. You can look at his art now if you want. It's in Wedding Night.
Sick.
He's looking good. He's also looking like Callan.
Yeah, he's an old white guy.
All old people look the same to you.
It's the jaws, man. The jaws. And the forehead. And the eyes. Really everything but the nose.
He's got a beard.
But it's such a square jaw. Okay, doesn't matter. Continue.
It is good you have finally arrived, and your timing is excellent. Our king is disposed at the moment.
So were you being sarcastic? Is this actually bad timing?
No. It is good that you're here now. We have much to discuss.
Okay.
I fear for the standing of our good Lord Samuel. He is not favored in the king's eye. There's a number of contests slated for the morrow. None of them are particularly kind to your lot.
Are you saying that where the cards are stacked against us, or are you just saying, like, good luck with that fatty, he's not going to do too well?
The cards are stacked.
He's standing right there, Eliza.
He's my brother, whatever.
Like, the cards may indeed be stacked against you. There's already
Is it like
contest rounds?
It's like 1-on-1s, and we have like the hardest draw. We're like an 8 seed against a 1 seed sort of situation.
Yes, indeed. Do you have a horseman amongst you?
A
We've got
man.
horse and men.
Yeah, no half breeds
I
though.
assume.
I was afraid you might say something like that. There's a joust
As much as
and a melee.
Vadran's songs seem to indicate otherwise about his own endowments.
Yeah, he's a horse where it counts.
There's a joust and a melee for tomorrow.
Okay. And what you're saying is
Yeah, Sam's been practicing. He knows how to ride a horse. Right, guys? Yeah, surely. He's like a
I'd
prince.
assume that his master of
Fucking job.
guard would
Yeah,
Have
he
taught
has
him
been
those skills.
I can
he
give him
has been
guidance.
tutored in some horsemanship, and is a decent rider. But anything you can do to prepare to bolster his abilities should be taken into account.
Yeah, for
Any
sure.
preparations.
Yeah, we're just gonna cast guidance on him 5 times. Don't worry about it, bro.
Oh shit, it's so guided.
We're gonna just guide him along.
So, Sam, I actually wanted to talk to you about this, kind of like OOC. If if we're like 5-man spell casting during the tournament, how like sus is that in terms of like are we just like obviously cheating? Is this like a PPD in the video kind of scenario, or is it like can we like we don't have like subtle spell?
Well, if you have ritual spells, or you could cast the spells in use in a musical kind of accompaniment, it might not be noticed. Now, this is a land of high magic, and there are people who cast spells, but the number of people who know in depth what's going on in terms of magical incantations and such, probably not everybody. Probably just going to be like certain individuals amongst each group. So
Cool.
you can sort of ping this guy. He might be able to tell you whether or not that's a good idea. But I would definitely keep your eye out for people casting spells like a Quidditch match from the bleachers.
Got it.
I would also point out that my magic looks like ridiculous gizmos. If that helps, like give us cover.
I think it makes it even more conspicuous personally, but I don't know.
Gizmo's out.
It
What's
seems
with
as
those-
though
That's
some of
true.
our more obvious spell casting, it might make sense to do that during like a team of huddle before a joust, as opposed to from the stands.
We can
Did
discuss
we-
tactics later. Not in front of this guy.
Wait, have we
That's
discussed?
cool.
He is
This guy
giving
is
us.
supposedly a co-conspirator.
So yeah, are you the guy that sent the letter? Are you in on this? You know this the handshake,
He
man.
is one of the guys who sent the letter. It is him and the Master of Coin who are your co-conspirators.
All right,
That's
so
sort
so Dish Queen, what do you got for us? Who's trying to kill us and why and how?
Well, I think it is all the other competitors who will wish you dead.
Sure.
But you're not favored in our court by any means. You have not been seen recently and it's largely ceremonial that you are here. I see that you have brought strong fighters and companions. I can see a soldier standing across the desk from me, and all of you will be needed to survive the next few days. It is good to see that you have such fine men around you, young Samuel, because you will surely need their counsel.
So you don't know any like specific things going on. You just are giving us heads up about something we already knew like a month ago when some bitches rolled into our castle and tried to kill us all. Did you know about that?
Excuse me? Little happens in this kingdom that I do not have some idea of, but this is news to me.
Someone fill him in.
Yeah, so we got this dead guy in our cart.
Okay, maybe someone who can weave the story a little bit more carefully than
Phaedron, where's Phaedron? The man knows to talk.
Come,
Can you
come to the northeast chamber.
Yes.
Oh, good sirs. I've also sometime during the reverie summoned this weasel as a familiar. Continue our weasel first.
Sweet.
Nice.
we're kind of hanging out now.
Put down your weasel and come tell this guy.
I had a nickel.
Yes. So body in the cart.
Let's start at the beginning.
Yeah. How much? How much do you want to hear, sir? There was a scheme afoot. Actually, this man, he murdered the representatives of the king on behalf of who is it on behalf of?
You believe it was on direct orders from the
Lionheart,
Lord
right?
Lionheart.
But
Yeah.
he.
Although it's not, you're not entirely sure.
But when we questioned him, didn't he throw the other guys under the bus? He like claimed to be from
Yes,
the other place.
First he
Right.
said he was a Blackhorn, and he gave that up. I mean, a Blackwater. Sorry, and he gave that up without much
Right.
fight.
Yes. So there were multiple layers of indirection and false flags, but we're ultimately pretty sure he was acting on behalf of the Bulls Run. Is that where they're from? The Linehorns.
Mhm.
And trying to set us against Blackwater Keep. You could talk to him yourself, but he is unfortunately despite our best attempts, has subsequently become indisposed. So he is no longer in a position to do much talking. But yeah, we got some key pieces of information that might be useful to you, and there's treachery afoot at this thing, which I guess isn't surprising, given what's on the line. But
wait, our captive is not.
Oh, is he alive still?
No,
Yeah,
we killed him.
No, I think we
No,
kept
we
him
left
alive for evidence.
We
I
just
think
talked
we
about
might
this
have
for
to
like
check
15
the tape.
minutes. And
Yeah,
We
might
have
to
the
check
tape.
forth.
We have the tape. We just have to do it, which would interrupt the session.
This is our 2 minute. I mean, this is our 2 hour mark.
yeah, should we like
I
take a 10-minute
personally-
break? Whoever gets back first checks the VOD.
Okay.
Yeah, I personally could take a little step away. If anybody wants to go and check through the VOD, it might be hard to find.
No, the VOD's not hard. Within the VOD, it's
yeah.
The VOD's not hard.
Twitch.tv/Revain17.
Right.
No, that the VOD itself
Videos
will
most
be-
watched.
Don't forget to like and subscribe.
No, that the VOD
Videos
itself will
most
be-
watched.
Don't forget to like and
I'm
subscribe.
gonna take a little bit of
Celebrating.
a break and get my notes in order. And
Yeah,
Are you
let's-
streaming?
use the bathroom.
Yeah, I'm streaming.
Yeah.
This seems like a very important point, which was also part of why I wanted
Yeah,
to
you guys talk
get
amongst
into
yourselves.
private so we could figure out what the fuck our story was going to be and figure out what we were doing.
I have something prepared.
Mhm.
But PP time.
Oh, also, I wanted to cast a gentle.
Okay, I posted the
Anyone
last
enemy
session
dead?
link in Discord. And here's the whole collection if it's not in the last one, but I think it would be.
So do these live somewhere? Is like on Twitch or something? Like on Twitch or something?
I feel like we left him alive.
Yeah, we did. I just posted a clip of it.
Yeah, because I was just thinking like how it ended with the zone of truth, and I think we landed on like, oh, just bring him there, cast it again, and then like Zez has to vouch for us or like corroborate our story.
I just watched you saying that.
I've had this idea before. It is Tal's charge to come up with wise ideas like that.
We did not kill the guy.
I didn't think so. I'm gonna mute myself because I'm munching.
Yep.
Do we kill him or not?
No.
Nope.
I'm here. I'm just barking down a little dinner. Let me know when you guys want to get started.
Yeah, I think we're still missing too.
Looks like we.
So our captive is alive.
He
That
is.
certainly makes things a lot easier.
Kellen is retroactively disappointed.
Man, the insurance look like.
Or at least we didn't kill him. I mean, I don't know if we've been like feeding him or anything like that over the last several days. But
I've been feeding him a steady diet of Zone of Truths and slaps to the face.
Yeah, any chance a bunch of like, I don't know, monsters just kind of bust out of the floor or something? Arthur's itching for a fight. Whoa! Turned out all these guards are got killed and replaced with reptilian shapeshifting guards. Gotta fight them.
Gotta fight him.
Good thing I've got my wax earplugs so those snake guards can't cast suggest on me.
So true.
You're like pretty wise.
Also, I've got a +7 to whiz saves instead of -2, so that helps.
It hasn't stopped you from needing to go to the bathroom.
Taking a whiz?
Whiz saves.
Yeah. Got it. That was the joke, just double checking.
Yep. No, but he has a huge collection of his own urine that he has kept filed.
Which stat is that?
What?
Whiz saves.
Wisdom?
Oh yeah. Okay. Sorry, I'm sorry.
Wizen?
I mean, maybe Constitution.
Yeah.
It's a binary stat, it's either a 0 or 1, and it's whether you're a wizard or not.
Recommend that.
We all have zeros in it.
Hasten the
Yeah.
whole as
Mhm.
it were. We could just do this whole performance again at the castle. That would vet all of the things that we are going to say about backstabbing and assassination attempts and false flags and stuff, and potentially use this as a piece of blackmail against the Lionhorns if they do not wish to cooperate.
Disqualified.
To reveal their plot to assassinate us. To assassinate the good young Lord Barrows here. And his father.
I'm on board with that. Sold.
All right. Well, let's throw him back in the wagon.
Idea.
And,
No, you need
maybe you can wire
takes
one
like
of those
45
out.
minutes.
There's a magical item called like an alchemist jug or alchemy jug or something like that, where I
As
put a
an
fluid into
artificer,
it.
Can you
and it,
wire
like,
up
fills
a
all the way
bag of
up?
holding to, you know,
Oh yeah. I have. Did we have that in one of the games?
I have an
With the
alchemy
wine
jug. That's one of
monster?
my item infusions.
Yeah, I think I gave that to you guys in Tomb of Annihilation.
You have one right now?
Well, I don't. That's not an active infusion, but I can
could, like,
make one
make
at the
one.
beginning of a long rest.
Yeah, have you? Why haven't you made us some sick ass items yet?
Because I've been using them to whoop ass instead of
Because
pour
like every
urine on
artificer, he
the
uses all his infusions on himself.
I think that's the secret thing about the artificer is it's a very selfish class.
Well, let's see. One of my infusions that I've had running is Servo. The other is
Nice.
making my attack magic and +1, and the other is an extra spell slot.
Hmm.
But
Don't you
I do have.
Do you have a 4th at your level, or still just 3?
I can 3 active ones. The other
Okay.
3 that are not active is +1 AC, Cloak of Elvenkind, and Alchemy Jug. I took the Alchemy Jug because it seems fun.
Because it's Mimi.
Yeah. It doesn't list urine as one of the liquids, though.
But it probably could be, right? It's whatever,
I mean, you're the DM.
right?
I pee in an alchemy jug. What happens?
Real alchemy, like real alchemists, were super into like body fluids and menstrual blood
Yeah, I
and
bet.
pee. I mean, that's actually how we accidentally made phosphorus by boiling
Turn
pee.
to gold.
Dude's just peeing in jugs.
No,
Yeah,
they distilled what was it?
I've got a few piss bottles in my room. I could bring them over.
You get the components for white phosphorus from boiling hell of pee.
Sweet. I
Almost
throw a
smells
bottle of Willy Pete
So
at them.
bad. Yes.
Especially because it's like not just your average pee. It's like medieval peasant pee.
Oh god, it's probably already so dark to begin with.
Yeah, it's like blood red, amber, and yeah.
And then it eventually
This is an
catches
entire-
fire.
This is an entire group of people who didn't believe in bathing or drinking water. And just boiling beer was like the only way you got hydrated.
You guys know what Jankum is?
Yes.
No.
Wait,
you
you
boys ever tried Jankum before?
Yo, wait. Are you saying you have a hook? You have a hook on good junk?
Yeah, I got a alchemist jug full of it right here.
You don't make your own?
Jankum.
No, it's better when you use alchemy to create it.
Jankum damn near
I feel
killed
like
him.
I feel like that's a risky Google search.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, there's a pretty straightforward Wikipedia, which I believe is the first thing that comes up.
Just be aware that Jenkum is absolutely a true thing. That is a cause to be alarmed at the state of our nation's youth.
All right, I'm gonna check it out.
Yeah,
Jankum.
it is the greatest threat
Jankum.
the current generation of youth has ever faced.
Oh God. Oh God.
Isn't it like fermented poop or something like that, essentially?
Yeah.
Right.
In the mid 1990s, it was reported to be popular street drug among Zambian children.
Oof. There's an image of like a little ginger kid taking a he's got a pretty gross face on. Damn, dude, people just really want to get high.
Yeah, man, those gingers love getting all hepped up on Jankum. It gives them freckles. It's fucked up.
Put some freckles on your chest. Okay. So, Gareth.
And another thing about Jenkum.
Gareth
Sorry,
points
let's continue.
at Fadrin, kind of gesturing as you're speaking. Makes another gesture and kind of nods. Play the damn lute.
Yes, we have that too.
Even here in my quarters, there's ears in the walls.
All right, I'll play the lute.
And play loud music.
Mm-hmm.
Should we have done that before I mentioned the dead fat guy?
Sorry, what'd you say?
Should we have done that before I mentioned the dead fat guy?
Your audio is cutting
Yeah,
out.
you're holding your microphone.
Oh, yeah.
Or you have to
Or
plug it
your
back
hand
in.
was over the receiver, I think.
No, he pulled it out a little bit or something.
Oh,
Squirp,
yeah.
squirp, squirp,
That's better.
squeep,
Yeah,
squirp.
you could just talk more about your burden, your load.
My Jankum?
Yeah, I think Schooley's talking to somebody else, but I'm not entirely sure.
Yeah, gesturing wildly at someone else. Sorry.
Yeah, that's fine.
Sorry, was the question asked in my direction?
Just want to make sure you weren't being ignored.
Nope. Thank you.
So we're playing loud music. What is the tea, my good sir?
There is in the contests tomorrow, you will be headed last into the melee. There we have our resident healer has enough spell slots to revive only so many people, and by the last combat they may not have enough to revive your party. You are
Party?
Hardy.
Just
You are
Samuel.
no. He's talking to all of you guys.
Oh, cool.
You are to face a gaggle of trolls, a troggle of trolls.
That's a good tip.
Is that supposed to scare us or something?
River trolls should not be taken lightly.
Typically, I don't have a healer on battle to revive me before I go into battle. This won't be any different. You don't have any fucking reviving spells, do you, Shal?
How many times have you woken up in my infirmary?
can't recall precisely.
Yeah,
That
couldn't
was
quite
mostly
feel
for
all the
drinking too much,
concussion.
not for being run through by a fucking troll.
No.
Well, you
Fair.
will go into this combat with the pretense that you will be revived. So it is now my warning that those revivifications might be expended by the time your combat is through.
Last time I was revived, I didn't ask for it anyway.
Also, aren't there like 3 of you?
Me?
Yeah.
Just one.
You know what I'm saying.
Yeah, and him.
So it sounds like maybe Phaedron, you should make with the preparation of the, some healing just in case. Although it seems like you're usually on top of that.
Yeah, no, it doesn't quite work that way. As I grow and see more of the world, I can maybe learn new ways to channel the magic through song, but not something I can do just after a night's rest.
Oh.
New songs don't come that easy.
That's right. You a rather fixed songbook.
Yes.
I see. Okay.
Well,
Well,
let's
you
talk
have a
about
song.
trolls.
Yeah.
What do we know about trolls?
Adrian, maybe you should try and work the charm to get more of the inside info about the trolls. Yeah.
I also have these books.
Perhaps
read
any
something about trolls in
weaknesses, likes, or dislikes.
So you do know that trolls have a regenerative property that they regain a number of hit points automatically unless there is a certain type of damage dealt to them. And that they have resistance to acid damage. He also, he's not telling you this is just stuff you may know already.
Resistance to acid or to poison?
Maybe it's poison.
Acid stops them from healing, I think.
Okay. So I don't want to mislead you with false information.
I don't want to meta this, but is it also fire?
That's super meta. And yes.
What sort of trolls are these?
Should I roll for
river
knowing
trolls?
that?
You said, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe this is something. This is if you know it as a person, then.
Yeah, and we've got a little time to do research, right?
Yeah, he's telling you this information ahead of time, potentially for the ability for you guys to do some research or figure something out.
Discrete research.
Yeah.
So can you make anything? Can you make any acid stuff or any poison resistance stuff?
Wait, me?
Mm-hmm.
I could.
Jenkum?
Yeah, let's see. I could use if I activate the alchemy jug, I could use it to produce 8 ounces of acid. But that would come at the expense of either servo +1 bonus to damage or a spell slot.
What does servo do?
Basically, right now
he does like 8 damage.
Yeah, bonus attack, I think, is most of what he does.
Oh, he does damage. Okay.
He also makes adorable whirring noises and backs you up during your singing performances.
Yes. He's strong on the sort of the intangibles, but I guess he does have a combat role too.
While we ponder the usefulness of the advice you've provided us.
Repertoire that's going to be
especially
useful against
classic
trolls.
How does this happen?
Daniel can't hear me situation.
Daniel, you might have muted Schoolie somehow again.
Wait, I can mute other people?
Yep.
You can, but I think for whatever reason it's happened in the past where you can't hear him. Anyways, he's rejoining.
Oh, okay. So has he been talking this whole time and haven't been able to hear him?
Just
Sorry.
recently.
Damn it, me responding to him.
You guys can hear him.
Can you
Now
hear
I
him
can
now?
hear you.
Test. How about now, Daniel?
I hear you. Does everybody else hear Schooly?
I can hear Schooly.
Yes.
No. What the fuck?
Say test
I
again,
will-
Schooly.
Test.
Okay, I can hear that.
Okay,
So
you're back online.
sweet. I was just saying, while we ponder the usefulness of this information about the trolls, I'm mostly curious, Mr. Galweather, why you're in our corner in the first place, given that you work for the king and he is, as you mentioned, not terribly fond of us.
He gestures to Thadrin to keep the volume going, and if that the king was never I never loved the king. I obey him. His command is law, and all the peace in our kingdom is derived from the power of the court. I believe in a central power to organize the men of this world, of this land. But the king grows madder each day. There's whether he will destroy himself or destroy the kingdom is hard to say which will come first. But
So you have no
as
love
soon
for
as
the king, but then why us, as opposed to one of the other houses?
peace is my main accord. There is no other way forward. If we show preference to one of the ancient sempiternal beings of the realm, either dwarves or elves, they are at each other's throats. It should be only a matter of time before the conflict will engulf us. We had been playing a mediator between these two forces, but each day our population is split into camps, those who support one or the other, and those who have avarice for what they have.
Like in this two-party system allegory.
Except in this case, it's more than two parties. Why would you not back the Blackwaters or the something Lions? I'm just curious as to why it is the Barrow family that you
I think what he was saying was
back from the shadows.
that the lion horns are allied with the dwarves, and the Blackwaters are allied with the elves, or one or the other, and he doesn't want to ally.
Vice versa.
Sorry?
It's vice versa.
Vice versa? Okay. Lion horns, elves, Blackwaters, dwarves. Okay.
So then if it's a quest for peace that you seek, why would you back the one horse that is surely to be, on the bad list of all the other factions? Would we not just be another focal point for all of their anger?
No, we're the happy medium, and also the only major power not in the employ of a foreign power, foreign race.
That's how I take it, yeah.
So not your good option, but your best option?
Yes, and perhaps young Samuel will be wise enough to take the counsel that we will be able to provide him. The others have a court which have more insular courts, who have started to scheme and plot within their own. The Blackwaters are scheming inside their own family already, and the Lionhorns have ambition past their station, and have already tried to expand their influence into Galway.
So who else is like-minded? Who else can we find is in our corner, maybe privately.
Well, my counterpart, the Lord of our treasury, the Master of Coin, and the small folk and then the smaller lords of harmony that are likely to be consumed by the ever-growing ambitions of the Lionhorn.
Okay, cool. Is there anything else you wanted to talk about?
Yeah, one more word of wisdom before we part. The king's champion is a thrall, bound to him by deep magics. If you were to be able to break this connection, perhaps he would not have his most valued protector.
Did you say King's champion?
Yes, he has.
Why does the king have a champion in this tournament?
It's not a champion that he intends to enter into the tournament. Just a.
He's just got a right-hand man.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay.
What's the name of this fellow?
Sorry, excuse me. Mozen.
Mozen. Is that one word?
Yeah.
All right. Cool. Well, thanks for backing us. Thanks for your help.
Did you guys have something you want to run by him?
How... Good question. How likely are we to be able to prove... How receptive will the court be to our accusation that the Blackwaters, the Lionhorns, engaged in treachery to sabotage our chances at this tournament? Is it something worth considering, or should we just keep it to ourselves?
Well, I cannot guide you to the extent that I will give you my opinion on the matter. It may behoove you to conceal that you know the subterfuge. It might confuse your enemies to not reveal this hidden knowledge. However, if you can prove to the king that you have been targeted unfairly by a competitor, then perhaps he will seek to right the matter. Although our king does not share his close confidence with me anymore, it's not that he knows my distaste for him, but we are no longer aligned in our pleasures and malignments. He does not seek my company or my counsel as much as he used to. Perhaps he has knowledge of this. It's funny. It is striking me to know that none of my informants were able to detect this attack before it happened, or while.
I mean, they killed an agent of the king. Do you have reason to believe that the king would not have minded this agent getting killed had they fallen out? I feel like, the king probably wouldn't feel great about that.
No, most likely not. It is another crack in his armor. The king is only as strong as people believe him to be, and if you make a great show of a messenger being killed on his king's road, he will take it as an insult.
Mhm.
However, you should be careful how it is presented, because he may blame the messenger as much as the culprit.
Well, good thing we
Absolutely.
have the culprit, and we can
Yeah.
have the culprit explain it to him, so the culprit's also the messenger. So it sounds like as we don't just walk through the front door with the carrying the cart, we maybe arrange a low key liaison.
The king is a miser and a madman. You should be careful however you speak to him. Also, perhaps it's not a good idea for me to jail him in the cells behind me. Maybe keep this man in your company, bound and
Yeah.
gagged.
That seems prudent, especially given that if he gets killed, then maybe there are people who don't want him alive because he's a witness. So keeping him close to us might be smarter.
Yes, I will have a man retrieve him from your baggage.
And what do you intend to do with him?
I will secret him up to your chambers, bound and gagged.
Okay, why don't I accompany you on that?
Yeah, I think that's a good idea.
While we're at it, why don't we bring the body too? Would be a shame if that just disappeared.
Yes,
With
Art, perhaps you and one other can accompany this transfer while the rest of us see to it that we turn in all of the taxes to the master of coin before any of our belongings mysteriously go missing.
Yeah, Kylan, I think you have some experience, rolling bodies up in a carpet and carrying them in and out of a back door or something.
I do that.
Sweet.
You can also, like,
maybe
you can like project an echo so that no one knows you're missing while you actually do it, right?
The echo's not really that realistic.
Oh, okay, all right. Never mind.
I do have a realistic version of myself, but I think it's fine if I'm just wandering around with stuff.
All
There's a lot
right.
going on.
Yeah, for sure. All right.
Yeah.
One
I'm
last
happy
thing.
to-
Oh, sorry.
I
Go ahead.
Did you just say one more thing?
Yeah.
No, one last thing.
Yeah, we kill him.
Okay, yeah. Rules are rules, Andy.
The last thing I was going to say is, would the king be offended if we didn't go on his tour?
He will most likely be exhausted at the expenditure of walking the castle grounds, even if he is not putting his legs on the ground. The jostling of his larder is probably enough to keep the king grounded for the rest of the night.
I'm sure the good young Lord Samuel could keep the king entertained if he does request an audience with the House Barrows. I doubt he would miss your presence, Eliza. Should we need to get in contact with you or any of your other confidants discreetly, how might we signal for a meeting surreptitiously?
Servo seems like it could be useful for that.
I'm not
Yes,
sure
is
if the one flying mechanical device inside the castle going in and out of the Lord Guard's quarters is as discreet as I was looking for.
Oh, well, I could have something make a noise, like we could have it emit like a specific bird chirping or or something like that.
That would work for me.
It is not a bad consideration. Some way that we might be able to communicate amongst the crowd. Perhaps you have some
That,
way.
Go ahead.
Perhaps you have some way to signal more discreetly, or I could point out a guard or two that is within my close confidence that you could let pass a message through a person.
Additionally,
Damn, dude,
some
you
sort
been
of
outside this whole time?
yeah. I only get like internet outside in places that aren't my tent, and in my tent people are sleeping. So yeah, the sun is starting to rise. And additionally, there's some sort of sign and counter sign, like a passphrase, such that we might, be able to verify the correctness of the guards approaching us.
Well, here we are. I suppose we could make one. Could we not?
All right, let's use the phrase one more thing.
That's gonna get confusing.
I don't have any meaning for that phrase in this particular universe.
It is done then. A guard shall approach us with a innocuous thing and then ask us one more thing. That may be very confusing with some of the normal servants around here if they just actually have one more thing they want to talk to us about.
All right.
Perhaps something that wouldn't come up in everyday conversation.
Liza, you want to teach him some of that thieves' cant?
Oh,
Yeah, shows like a cool gang sign.
That's something I have.
Do you want? You were gonna flash him the shepherd sign?
No, we should probably get our own.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm a thieves' canter. I'll teach him a thieves' cant. It's cool, I'm with you sign.
Yeah. Yeah, it's basically like pew pew.
All right, hang loose is now
Chaka, bro. All right, he will send you the shaka, the symbol of good.
Outstanding.
Vibes.
Thank you for your discretion in this matter.
Nice. Well, all I need to do is to receive the gift you've brought for our princess, and you shall be on your way.
What is this shaka?
I'll teach you art.
Secret.
Oh.
You did bring a wedding gift, did you not?
Yeah. So, the princess likes salads, right?
Yes. Might be a
Can
little.
we please give her? I would love to give her the most famous salads in all the land.
I mean, honestly, it is the signature dish from our homeland.
What if we just open the chest when she's standing in front of it?
Boggle just leaves out. Ink's all over her.
Yeah, we definitely brought a gift. Don't worry about that. We'll bring it by when we've unloaded the cart.
The big pile
I
of money.
whispered to Eliza that they need to steal a gift from someone else tonight.
If you have a name tag, I can swap onto someone else's gift.
Excellent. Well then, no more time. There's no more reason for me to delay you. Our good master of coin, the man himself.
What if we? Sorry.
Our good master of coin, the fearsome Ziegfeld Vaughn, would like to speak with you. You have. Go ahead.
Oh, we should switch the tags with the Blackwater gift so that they look like, and then like gaslight them if they try and say and make them look like assholes. Be like, what, you think we would do that? Like, you're just trying to, like get off not giving a gift. Like, that would be crazy. No, also you'd have to have extremely high skills to like swap a tag in the middle of a big party like this. So that's a really fucking good idea.
Yeah, have we seen any piles of gifts anywhere, or is it more like they'll show up when it's time sort of thing?
They could be secreted away. You're not exactly sure.
Yeah, it seems risky. I think we should have a backup gift.
Okay, backup gift. I can use an artificer infusion to make a cloak of elven kind, which is one of the possible artificer infusions. It'll look beautiful. It'll be incredible. But then, like, get showed. But then, like, the next day, I can just reinfuse something else, and then that will just be a non-magical cloak. And like, she's fucking rich. She's just gonna stuff it in her wardrobe anyway. Like, she won't care.
I don't know. I've heard that princesses love alchemy jugs filled with like cottage cheese.
Yeah, actually, it could be filled with acid,
Salad.
poison, beer, honey, mayonnaise, oil, vinegar. I mean, salad dressing, basically. Oil and vinegar, water.
Wait,
or
these
wine.
are things that it specifically says in its description?
Yes, it can. The jug starts producing a liquid up to a certain.
These must be
amount.
examples. They're not like actually. It probably just like it's just not like you can't have like battery acid, or maybe you can, but like
it says you can use an action and name one liquid from the table below to cause the jug to produce the chosen liquid.
And wine is not part of it, but beer is. Interesting.
Wine's one of them too.
Okay, well, wine seems pretty good.
Yeah, it's only a gallon though. I feel like cottage cheese is probably a sure.
But it's infinite. I mean, hypothetically.
No, this is not infinite. This is, I think, a different item from the one we got in the other campaign. It is. Yeah, there are limits. It's not infinite. So I actually.
It's a gallon per day, though, right?
The quantity depends on the liquid.
But per day.
Yes, per day.
So yeah.
Infinite plus time.
Bottomless glass.
And then, like, if it just stops producing wine the next day, you're like, oh, you must have broken
it. We are needing Spirit Caliber. Like we're going to need talents for some of the upcoming combats, and considering we are trying to curry favor, at least in this tournament, perhaps.
Do you think she'd like some keys?
More suited to a few situations where I would.
You're really lagging quite a bit.
Eliza's quick hand. Acquire something.
Yeah, we're getting the gist of that.
Yeah,
we're getting the gist of what you're saying, but it's very laggy. All of a sudden.
Yeah, I think we give him art. That seems fine. I think everyone's in agreement.
We've done it before. I mean, kind of.
A magical being of clockwork mechanization.
I also have like a pretty beautiful dragon chess set. You know, we'll make it work. We just got to figure it out.
Cool. It is yeah. So you guys well then it seems like everything is in order. I'm guessing this conversation really hasn't happened in front of this guy. You've been some combination of talking amongst yourselves and table talking. So I don't think you've involved him. The last thing you said to him was basically like, well, yeah, of course we have a gift. And he was like, I'm no longer delaying you. Please go ahead and meet this other guy.
All right. Where should we meet him?
It's the Castellan is waiting in the hallway for you.
Okay, take us to the man. Coin man.
It's just right across the chamber, my lords, if you'll follow me.
Oh my god, traffic jam in the doorway. Get out of the way! And I slide down the banister of the staircase.
Is a man of learned man of books and tables. He's passed in his exterior office in the end of the library. just through the hallway, just through the stacks here. You'll find him in the back
Right.
of the
How
room.
did I get over here?
You somehow broke the game.
Wait, are Hallen and I gonna go deal with the prisoner and the corpse though?
You could.
Or is that later? Hey, there's a weasel.
The door is really hard.
Yeah, I'm
Something-
sorry. You have to drag
Something
yourself
about
to
the
the
angle,
doors.
I think, is the tricky part.
Yeah, it doesn't really have a proper way of getting through.
We got it. All right. Any coins lying about? Wow, the sun came up really
There's
fast.
a ton of scrolls, and there's like maybe this candle holder looks like it's gilded.
Scrolls, you say?
Yeah. Oh, you actually are a wizard.
Yep.
Yeah, most of them seem to be kind of like histories of certain of families, pedigrees of knights, and titles to lands owned by who's its and what's its. You think that there might be some magical scrolls if you looked through it, but I haven't prepared that content.
You're supposed to say, so roll, and then I roll, and then
Let's make it
whatever I
up.
roll, you say, you don't find anything.
Basically.
The weasel can get through the door. Why can't you tell? Wow, the sun is really fucking with his internet.
Dude, that's so crazy. I mean, like, I know sunrises are sunrises, but the way it's just like
Yeah, it's cool to
completely-
watch.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I've been mesmerized.
Oh.
yeah,
It was dark.
just
and
like
now
hanging
it is
out with the
light.
boys, smoking hookah, and fucking playing D&D in the sunrise.
Mhm.
Wild.
What a
On
life.
the other side of
Yeah.
yeah. Priorities.
So, we have this gold to give you in this chest over here. Is that what we're doing here?
Yeah.
And he also is
And
a confidant. that you can
yes, he's
speak with.
disposed positively to us, so hopefully we'll overlook any small discrepancies that may have gone towards important purchases for the state of the kingdom.
Well, I think we made the money back at some point.
Pretty sure you did.
I have no idea. Who was keeping track?
Hopefully not.
Schoolie.
I'm pretty sure Greg has.
Tal is our master of coin.
the
it's
art
all
for
there.
this guy.
Was it on our cart?
I think it might be on Tal's person.
Tal has the 100 gold we owe. Times 3. Nice. I'll take the other 200.
Got him.
I posted the art for this one. This dude.
Huh.
Yeah.
Whoa. Sick fucking tat, bro. You playing D&D?
It's like a weird pentagram thing carved into his chest, and it's actually not a tattoo. It's like scarification. It's pretty fucking gnarly.
Wait,
Like,
that's the
nice.
king?
No, this is not the
Oh.
king. This is
Wow.
the master of coin.
He's got a candle hat?
He indeed has a candle hat and some
Sick.
candles on his robe.
Where is this dude?
It's in Discord. He's
In
like
Discord, I posted the art.
it's like kind of old and scrawny though. It's like someone who like
Oh, very nice.
hasn't aged well with the tat. Like maybe you should get it removed.
Yeah.
I think he's swinging it well. Love the ink, bro.
Yeah, great choice with the revealing shirt, too.
Mm.
Yeah.
As if the history of the Isle is etched onto his very body.
Wow. Deep. All right, so dude, nice candle hat.
Yeah, you seem like you're into some weird stuff. What are you doing tonight?
I will be at my booth.
Oh, what books would those be, fine sir?
Anything
You mean
to keep me awake.
Well, I can. Wasn't somebody just talking about a book? I don't think anyone ever read it. It might be the first. Does that ring any bells?
Book that I have not read. You want me to tell you what I know about a book I have not read?
Yeah.
Have you ever met like a weird little goop monster before?
Your questions do not make any sense.
All right, yeah, we're just spitballing. We're here to give you money. I think that's pretty much it.
Yeah.
Yes, it is my vocation. It is my purpose here in court. Give it to me. We shall, and I shall close the book on your account.
Hey, did everyone else pay up? How are the house finances going?
He like slams the book closed and looks at you in the eye. He's not a particularly friendly guy, this guy, and doesn't have a particularly beloved standing in many people's hearts. He is the tax collector, and he's been taking a lot of taxes from people and slowly sort of dealing money out to the lords so they can sort of have, you know, he's playing finances behind everybody's backs. He doesn't give you a direct answer when you ask him how taxes are going for everybody or whether or not they had paid up yet. But he does sort of stop what he's doing and look towards you.
Just making conversation.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure you appreciate folks such as us who pay their taxes in full and on time. Yeah, some song. Do you like to hear a song about a cannon? There's a hidden message. See if you can figure it out. No, I'm interested. Though those are quite some tattoos, some unusual tattoos for an accountant.
They were not of my own choosing. I have worn them for my whole life, as long as I can remember. Born again into this life with this artifact on my skin.
So is that are you from around here? They don't look especially familiar to me. Is this a caste thing or something where you're from? Let me know if any of this is a sensitive subject also.
Yeah, he's already not particularly forthcoming. He doesn't seem like he wants to go down this line of questioning. Opens the book again and says, "Let's see how much you owe. Only 100 coins for the good people." Sorry, I'm sort of spacing out. Only 100 coins required to cover your debts. I hope you've brought them with you.
Tal produces the coins from his person, from like a bunch of little pouches, all under his robe. It takes like 2 minutes, and like 8 different pouches just come out and dump coins onto his table.
Good. I shall count them, and I shall count them. I am sure they are all here. You seem to be a man of rapport, that I can have a rapport with. I appreciate your forthcoming. How forthcoming you can be. Did you how do you know about the book?
Well, I consider myself a man of letters, and someone with a healthy interest and curiosity for the arcane. I did spend some time at wizard school. So how do we know about this, guys?
Fortune teller.
Fortune teller. Or, let's dress that up a little.
An oracle, a sage oracle from our land.
We had a vision from a seer in our travels amongst the elves, the dwarves, and the realms of this land.
And what did she say?
What'd you say?
Prince comes back to claim throne, clad in armor. Book that no one reads. Pen that does not write. Wailing shadow spirit waits in the darkness.
More riddles and rhymes.
Yeah, we're sick of that shit too, man. We're hoping you could sort some of that out for us. You seem like a guy who gets down to brass tacks.
Well, brass taxes. I make it funny.
More human every day.
Yeah.
Well, it seems we are bound our fates to one another. I cannot claim to be your ally if I do not give you my knowledge as well. I must say some of this is all due to that book, that maddening tome. I do not. Do you see this? This affair that I do to myself, these candles that keep me. They are there to shed light when I am at my study, but they are also there to keep me from sleep. Anything to keep me from sleep. I cannot. It is not my. I lose my own ability to move through the world. I become a puppet to a darker being. Every time I am afraid that these scars which you so admired, they give me insight when I am awake, but they are a curse. I am become a puppet to some other being when I fall to sleep. One time when I was so controlled by this curse, I found myself awoken by the candle dripping down wax down the side of my face in an interior chamber of this castle, where I found a tome which seemed to foretell what foretell the future.
Cool, can we see?
It is madness, and it foretells of a dangerous and dark future. I am afraid to open it again. To read it is to give it power.
Well, I can't read, so that won't be a problem, but you can hand it over to me.
Maybe that's what it meant.
I mean, it's a book that no one has
Yeah,
read, so perhaps it's right up your alley.
thinking about it, just give me your immediate gut reaction to the phrase solar eclipse.
Sorry guys, I'm fucking
No, it's okay.
fading
It is
a little bit.
it is past 8, and I think that's what we discussed. Stopping 8ish in the Discord.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I saw this going slightly differently, but
Oh, sorry.
yeah.
Well,
That's fine if we
this
want to
guy's
save
needing
the
some
hard-hitting
sleep.
questions for the
Maybe
next
I can
start of next
help him
session.
get a good night's
Yeah.
rest.
I'm for leaving this conversation hanging, seeing if we come up with any more questions to ask him later.
Yeah. I want to compose the scene a little bit more carefully.
Yeah,
I
that
had
sounds
a
perfect.
bug. Yeah. Anyways, appreciate you
We-
guys.
Well, sweet.
doing
We
that.
finally made it to the castle, guys.
I can't believe
No
it.
more random road encounters with people trying to kill us. Now just a castle full of people
Galloway.
trying to kill us.
Castle Galloway.
Hell yeah. Oh.
I woke up at like 7 in the morning and worked for 9 hours today
Oh my.
on fixing the
Jeez.
castle because
Oh,
of
wow.
I actually broke Foundry for like 2 hours earlier today
Oh,
and had to
Nice.
go on the Foundry Discord and get people to unbreak it with me.
oh, really?
Yeah.
How'd you break it?
Nice.
I tried uploading the map that we're on right now with but it was too big of a pixel size. Like the default pixel size for the importer I was using made it so the image basically was too much memory for my computer to process. And it froze up Foundry and kind of broke the UI for a while, and I had to like deactivate the scene completely and delete it and re-import it as a lower file size. There was some other stuff that happened too, but it ended up being not that hard to do, but I had to like open up the console commands with like F12 and like get into the coding of the thing. It was a big nightmare today because I thought I basically broke everything the second time a row with this map. So I'm sorry that like I was really trying to compose this scene a little bit more with more intention, and I kind of muddled through the end of it there. So I know I don't need to give myself or like explain what's happening really, but I'm just kind of
Did a pretty good job. And you can
getting
write
kinda
on as
fried.
necessary next time.
yeah, I'm just kind of fried at the end of the day.
For sure.
That is fair.
Yeah, I mean, we don't have your idealized vision to compare to, so what we got was pretty cool.
Okay,
Yeah.
good. I'm glad.
Also, you carry a pretty heavy RP load.
Yeah.
Yeah, you do.
That was a
RP load and
3-hour
lore load,
session that was entirely RP. So
That's
that
true.
is
I punched Callan.
Yeah, wait.
Mhm.
I shove Tal with my glove of shove.
Oh shit.
I
Fully shoved.
throw ball bearings on the ground.
well, thanks for
Thanks
extending a little bit of
I make my
Forgive
echo
me.
behind Tal to catch him where I shoved him to, and then the echo shoves him back, and then I shove him back.
You
Yeah.
have the Echo tabletop for you.
I was just
Yeah,
thinking
then the Echo
tabletop
tabletop.
of, like
The weasel sort of running back and
every
forth
single
as he
middle
gets
school
shoved,
trick.
like watching.